Hey guys, welcome back to my challenge. No, back to my channel. My name is Kate, or I go by AlwaysMoreSims here on YouTube, and today we are doing a speed build. I don't know. I don't even know. So this house is called Bluebell Ballet. Kind of a mouthful. I'm also debating if I want to call it just Bluebell Ballet or if I want to call it Bluebell Ballet Cottage. And the more I say Bluebell Ballet, the less I like it. But I don't quite know what else, because I like my alliteration. And I wanted something that kind of fit with the character that this house is built for. So like I don't know. I did consider like something with like, winter waltz. But it's not built in a winter. It's not a wintry looking house. I mean, it ends up being like a pale blue color. But I don't know. I could just call it Blue Ballet. Maybe I'll do that. So if I end up changing my mind, just know that the file will still be called Bluebell Ballet because that's what I've already exported it as. But anyways, so yeah, this house is whatever I'm gonna call it. It is a 2-bed, 1-bath house, and it is quite small. And I built it for, you could probably have guessed this, I built it for my sim Clara. Now Clara is from my challenge, so maybe that's why I wanted to start the video by saying welcome back to my channel. I just want to say welcome back to my channel. No, maybe that's why I wanted to say welcome back to my challenge, because this is built for a challenge that I made. So for my 10-year anniversary, I made a Barbie Legacy challenge based on the old Barbie movies, old animated Barbie movies, starting with Barbie and the Nutcracker. And I was very proud of it because it took me a long time to put together. And right now we are kind of like test playing it on my channel. And yeah, and we're starting with Barbie and the Nutcracker. So that's why I wanted it to be Nutcracker themed. And Clara she hasn't been doing much with the ballet because I've really been prioritizing her logic skill for the sake of turning her imaginary friend, the Nutcracker, into a real sim. So ballet has been put on the back burner. But I do intend on really having her focus on ballet as soon as we can switch off of prioritizing the logic skill. So as soon as we can get Nutcracker turned back into Eric, I am going to drop logic and really focus on ballet. Which means that this house does have the store content ballet bar that came with, I forget what the set was called now, the Skylight Dance Studio, I think it might have been called. So I think it's like the Light as a Feather dance bar, maybe. But yeah, so that is in this house. I think that's the only piece of store content I used, though. I think everything else is some kind of pack. I will say I don't love how the exterior of this house turned out, but I think the interior turned out pretty cozy. Now, the house is primarily blue, even though Clara's favorite color is pink. And it wasn't intentional to make the house all blue, but it never fails that if I pick a color for the outside, that color tends to carry over into the inside of the house. And I just kept working with blue, shades of blue, and I mean, her bedroom is pink, with like a dark tealish green accent color, and then just a pop of that burgundy. If you're familiar with the challenge, like when she was a teen, she wore like this really pretty maroonish burgundy color. And then her current bedroom, which is also her childhood bedroom, is also like a pink, green, and burgundy color. and I pretty much adopted that same color scheme for her current bedroom. But everything else in the house is blue. So, yeah. It is a pretty small house, so we probably will not be playing in this house for very long, because I mean, when she starts having a family, we'll definitely need something bigger. And she is supposed to have a family. She's supposed to have two kids. You would think I would know this better since I wrote the challenge, but 2 or 3 kids. I think 2. But yeah. So I do like the interior of the house, though. It is cozy. It's not my favorite interior by any means, but I'm a lot happier with the interior, and I'm okay playing in the house with this interior compared to I don't love the outside of the house. And don't worry, I ended up getting rid of whatever I was trying to do there with that little bump out, like that I'm currently working around right now with the plants. I get rid of that. I don't like how it looked. I was trying really hard. I wanted some kind of like paneling, because again, this house was originally going to be kind of like a remodeled Victorian. So when I was looking for inspiration, I was seeing like houses with like a paneling on the front corner like that. But I didn't end up liking it, and then I don't like furnishing Victorian houses. I really struggled with the current house that Clara lives in. And I'm saying this, I'm hoping to get the video recorded that was actually supposed to go up today. Oh my goodness, and I keep switching my train of thought. I need to finish what I'm saying before I move on to another thing. But then I'm going to forget what I wanted to say, but then I also forget where I was like coming from, like what I was already saying. It's a mess. Yeah. So it was supposed to be like a remodeled Victorian. It does not look like a remodeled Victorian on the inside. The kitchen is probably the most remodeled Victorian-ish, and that's just because they're like older fashioned cabinets. The kitchen is very small, as you can see, very tiny, very tight. Yeah, everything else I tried to use more like traditional looking furniture, like especially with the tables and the chairs and stuff like that. I tried to go for just a bit of an older look. I don't know I really accomplished what I was going for, but anyways. And then Clara also has a dog named Marzipan. She's a Cavalier King Charles. So there is also stuff put down for a dog throughout the house. Okay, now switch thoughts. So I started talking about her current house. And then I started talking about my upload schedule. So the whole upload schedule has been absolutely insane. So May is absolutely bonkers for me because of the way that my job, like our quarters are broken up. May is when like pretty much our biggest quarter ends, and like it ends towards the end of the month. So it's, you know, all of the really big projects are due and everything just goes haywire. So that's been going on. And then one of my dogs has been sick. And then I've had foster puppies and like, it's been crazy. So like my upload schedule has been thrown way out of whack. And then last weekend, so I normally record on the weekends, right? So what was I doing Friday? Oh, I was dog sitting out of town last Friday, and and it was just for the day, but it was out of town, and I didn't get back until pretty late that night. And then I have a convertible. It is my pride and joy. And so I will drive in like local parades if they need like convertibles for, you know, like I'll do the local high school's homecoming, for like the homecoming, the Hoko court. And then we had a parade like a week ago, and I was asked if I would drive one of the county fair queens. I'm like, sure. But the thing is, we were pretty far back in the parade lineup. So the parade, I had to be there by 8:30. The parade was supposed to start by 9:30, but because we were towards the back, we didn't actually get to pull out into the parade until like 10:15, 10:20ish. And so it was just a lot of waiting around, and the parade was really slow. So that was like my whole morning, absolutely shot. And then I ended up getting asked to babysit that evening. So my Saturday was toast. And I got a little bit of recording done on Sunday, but like everything has just been thrown so out of whack. I've been trying to record when I get home at night, if I can find the energy. And then, like I said, my dog has been sick. So Zoe, one of my corgis, last Tuesday, she was throwing up a lot. And they were just little drops of blood. And we freaked out because she was throwing up for a while. And like, it wasn't a lot of blood. Again, it was just like little drops here and there. But we went ahead and we went to the vet. And the vet was like, well, something's made her nauseous. And I think what's happened is that she's thrown up so much that she's kind of irritated her throat. And so the blood is coming from her throat being irritated because of all the throwing up that she's been doing. We're like, okay. So they gave her a nausea shot. She came home. She was fine. So then this past Tuesday, it was Monday night. Like, my dogs eat greenies. It's like they only get them if they're here in the office with me, and they absolutely love them. Like, they go bananas for, I call them guineas. I don't say greenies, I say guineas, and they just lose their minds. I'm kind of surprised they're not reacting to me saying it right now, because I so much as mentioned guineas, and they lose their minds. Well, she had thrown it up all over our stairs, so part of my stairs are like dyed green, because they're like, I've been trying to treat it with like carpet cleaner, but it's been hard to scrub out because of like the weird material on my stairs. Anyways, well, she had thrown up the greenie, and that had me a little wary. So I was watching her carefully, and then pretty much all of Monday night into early Tuesday morning, she continued to throw up. Well, I got up with her. I guess she was throwing up a lot about 3 o'clock in the morning. And so I'd gotten up with her, and it was just blood, like straight blood. And I like panicked, freaked out. And like, where last Tuesday, like, she wasn't really acting she wasn't acting very different. She was a little more subdued, and I think it was just because she was tired because she'd been throwing up. But like this past Tuesday, like, you could tell like something was off, something was wrong. She was not acting like her normal self. She had like no interest in anything. So like, I'm panicking, okay, to the extreme. Like, and all I'm seeing is, and all I'm envisioning is, again, like my George, who's in my channel art. She passed back in January, and she passed in my arms. And like, she'd been laying beside me that last morning, and that was all that was going through my head, was just the absolute worst. I'm like, oh my gosh, this feels similar to George, that, she just seems so uncomfortable, and she couldn't get herself comfortable, and she didn't want to lay down. And I'm like, okay, something is super off. So my dad ended up being the one who could take her to the vet. They took her in, they did blood work. The blood work came back normal. They did an x-ray. The x-ray didn't show anything. So the vet's like, I'm thinking it's pancreatitis. Gave her another shot. I don't know what this shot was for exactly. And then sent us home with 3 different medicines. And knock on wood. Yeah, that got their attention. You're okay, Chloe. She's been doing fine ever since. So I don't really know what's going on. I'm a little wary of this Tuesday because it's been, 2 Tuesdays in a row she's had issues. So I don't know, but that has kind of added to the additional stress and lack of time. So I'd said that, you know, this at the time of recording this, I have not played part. I can't keep all the parts and generations and everything straight anymore. Part 6, I think. No. Yes. No. 5. 6. I don't know. What did I post last? I think it was part 5. She's still living with her grandfather. We'll just put it that way. She's still living with grandfather Drosselmeyer, because to continue recording, I needed to have this house ready because of the milestone that she just hit. And I'm like, okay, she's good to move out now, which might kind of spoil it. But then again, this video is technically supposed to go up after that video, so maybe it's not a spoiler. I don't know. It all depends on if I can get that video recorded and uploaded tomorrow, because now I'm going out of town tomorrow. It was the last minute Mother's Day plan, and I'm like, I'm never going to get back on track. It's just not going to happen. I'm never going to get back on schedule. I don't know what's going on. But if I'm still feeling it, I literally have the game open in front of me, so I'm hoping that as soon as I'm done recording this voiceover, I can start recording Barbie Legacy, but I needed this house ready and built, so, oh, thank you, Moose. Speaking of Moose, so then Moose has been, he was doing so well. He hadn't gotten out of the yard in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I don't know, but he was getting out of our yard, and so I ended up buying an Apple AirTag collar for him. Apple AirTags are worthless. Bless you. I was under the impression that they worked kind of like a GPS tracker, because when I was looking into them, you know, it's always being like, it's used with luggage, and if you don't know where your luggage is, you can use the Apple AirTag, and the AirTag will show you where it is. So I was just thinking that it would just always know where Moose was, and that is not the case. I didn't apparently do enough research into it. So I'm trying to find a different way to track him, because he got out on me this morning while I was cleaning up my puppy pen, because those guys are poop making machines. Oh my word. Anyways, he got out, additional stress. We're at the end of the video though. So download description of the link to my challenge rules, my gaming channel, Twitter, it's all linked down below. If you'd like to check any of it out, please do. Please don't take credit. Thank you guys. Goodbye.